Implode for the TurboGrafx-CD on the Super CD-ROM format was released back in 2002 by Mindwreck, and it comes on a glorious pressed disc. So this is not a CDR, ladies and gentlemen. It is a highly addictive puzzler that plays sort of like a reverse Tetris, so your blocks come from the bottom and move their way up. Unlike the Caravan version released on Meteor Blaster DX, which I reviewed previously, this is the full version of the game and is not time-based. Instead, once you clear a certain amount of blocks, you move on to the next stage. The higher levels increase the speed at which new blocks are created and add flashing blocks plus new colors into the mix. Bombs are also available, and the way they work is, let's say there's a blue bomb and you activate that, you'll go ahead and destroy every blue block on the grid. As all good puzzlers, Implode will steal your time away because of its addictive nature. I can't tell you how many times I played the game over the last few days, only to look at my watch and go, holy jeez, where the hell did the past hour go? And just like most puzzlers, once the screen is full of blocks, it's game over. Your objective is obviously to prevent that from happening. And you do that by removing 3 or more light-colored blocks from the playing field. The way the controls work are really simple. Button 2 activates, so in other words, if you put it over 3 of the blocks, let's say there's 3 red blocks that are touching each other and you touch one of the 3 and you press the activate button, boom, all 3 will disappear. And button number 1 on the turbo pad will start to fill that bottom row you see there where the blocks are created a little bit quicker. And this is useful particularly in the earlier stages of the game. It's extremely fun, and it's one of those games that you'll come back to often saying to yourself, you know what, I'm going to give it one more try. I love games like that. Now, for those of you out there who do own Meteor Blaster DX, like I mentioned before, this is the full version, so it does away with the timed levels like the other version, and it has way more features to it, and it feels like a more robust video game. I would suggest that if you had to pick one or the other, don't decide and just pick them both up, and here's why. If you go to Mindwreck's website, you can pick up the full version of Implode for only $10, but that's not all. Similar to Meteor Blaster DX, you'll get 2 additional games on the disc. Although they're much simpler than Implode, they're basically old like Atari type of games. The first one is a Pong hybrid or clone called Humpball, in which you're trying to play a game of volleyball. I think that was the concept here, where you want to take your ball and basically fling it over the little, if you want to call that a net, what you see there. And then there's a sort of a car chase game that's just way too quick called Crash. You'll basically see me die constantly with it. And that's okay though, it's just a fun little diversion. Being included on the disc for free was a nice little addition, but truly Implode is what you're going to be playing because it's absolutely awesome. It also features a very good soundtrack. It's got some nice jingles here and there, although that high-pitched sound that I mentioned in my Meteor Blaster DX review is indeed present, although it's not nearly as annoying as it was in the other version of this game. Graphically, there's not really too much I can say because while the game is bright and colorful, overall it's rather simplistic. If you enjoy a really good puzzle game, a type of game that you're going to come back to over and over and over again, I highly recommend you go out there and pick up Implode. For only $10, this is one of the best games available on the TurboGrafx-CD format for puzzle fans. Go check it out.